Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Ethico.
In the delicate arena of compliance, every conversation matters. Traditional methods can leave callers feeling unheard, but Ethico changes the game. Our empathetic interview technique reshapes compliance calls into powerful, compassionate interactions, ensuring no crucial detail is missed. It's about creating a conversation that matters, that resonates, that makes a difference. Be the change in your compliance approach. See the transformation for yourself at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo, try our free ROI calculator, and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, The ROI of Compliance.
The Daily Compliance News for July 18, 2024, the Stuck in Nigeria edition. We begin with that story, and the forlorn story comes to us from Bloomberg of the Binance compliance professional Tigran Gambayaran, who is still stuck in Nigeria even after a deal having been reached for his release. He was scheduled for a court appearance yesterday, and the court adjourned the hearing until October. Binance has claimed that it's been asked for a secret payment of $150 million by Nigeria. All I have to say is if you're an American company, you better think twice about going to Nigeria. They don't appear to be willing to play by the rules there. Imagine that. Next up from the BBC, a self-exiled Chinese businessman, Guo Winggu, has been convicted in a U.S. court of defrauding his online followers in a billion-dollar scheme. He was found guilty on 9 of 12 criminal charges he faced, including racketeering, fraud, and money laundering. He's scheduled for sentencing on November 19th, and he could face decades behind bars. Next up from the Financial Times, a interesting op-ed piece by Katie Martin on what will trade under, or what could trade under a second Trump administration look like. Well, it's going to be interesting, certainly because of the populist, nationalist approach to trade that Trump showed, and in his the first term. So it will probably be chaotic at best and without a lot of philosophy that anyone can ascertain. And, of course, at the whims of an idiot. And our final story comes to us from ABC News, which reports that the mayor of Venice is under investigation in a corruption scandal that has landed his top public works official in jail for alleged system of kickbacks in return for granting favors to developers. Now, I want you to consider that corruption in Italy. Wow. But this, of course, is Venice, so it is on the eyes of everyone in Italy and indeed across the world. There are 18 people under investigation for this particular corruption scandal, including developers, entrepreneurs, and public officials. So Venice is facing a deep corruption scandal, and what comes to pass will certainly be something that we take a look at here on the Daily Compliance News. Mentioned at the start of this podcast, this month's sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico. Have you ever wondered how to show the ROI of your compliance program? Have you struggled with the budgeting process, getting the funds you want for your compliance program? Well, I've partnered with Ethico to put together a white paper on the ROI of compliance, which shows you not only how to demonstrate ROI, but also how to speak finance when you're sitting across from the CFO with your budget proposals. Check out the website and get the white paper. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.